What's up, boys? Haven't seen you in a while. Had some issues with my internet, but I got back to streaming. I want to post some more games on YouTube. Here's the thing. We won a game 4 vs 5. This little piggy, you'll see, he will rage quit the game. It'll make it very rough for us to even attempt to win this whatsoever. But you'll see that even in this elo, it's High Master. I think there was a Grandmaster player in this game, maybe some ex-Grandmaster players. Like, not the lowest elo game anyway. I'm just chilling on udyr full clearing. Here are my runes to go for comment. If you guys are wondering about the comment, drop a sub, follow my other platforms, you can learn more. I'm not gonna bother explaining everything. Just know that I go comment with Leandri's Torment. It's pretty good run on udyr, lots of synergy, resets easily, and does a lot of damage. It's easy to hit. And the 3 is very good, especially because they introduced Axiom Arcanist. I'm just chilling here, doing a full clear. I started red buff, because if I start Raptors, I cannot really go for a bot game. Here we have Aurelion Solo with Nautilus, pretty good gank setup versus Jinx Lulu. And Echo is also a weak early game jungler for the most part, like not super weak, but of course doesn't clear that fast. Not amazing at taking early game fights, needs to get some items rolling, relies on gold. So I go behind to avoid any kind of vision in the river. These guys are playing kind of safe, they are respecting the Nautilus, they kind of no vision, maybe the guy is playing in, but I end up stunning the Lulu. Then my Nautilus instantly flashes away. The guy is Zos, but has nothing to flash. I get a kill. That was very nice follow-up. Pretty rare to see, honestly, from my support player. That Nautilus was pretty fucking clean. And you can see there are some links on the screen. You can check that whenever you want. Not a big deal. I just want to push out more content. I've been playing 12-15 hours a day, streaming all of the games on Twitch TV. You can check that out. I do streams on YouTube at some point as well. I'm gonna go back to making some of these videos, and of course those itemization guides. So nothing too serious here, I'm just farming. Then we go for a dragon, and as you can see, my Corki has already been eating. If you guys want to see how Corki has been trading, he's basically just kind of giving up on his life. We can have a look at Lil Cork, stir here. I want to play some Corki today with this shit useless tier build. Corki mid. And he just ran it down. It was his first game of the day, by the way. Just play this, and yeah, you can already probably tell who actually ulted for this game, if you're wondering. It is indeed my dear mid laner. Alright, let's see what he does. So before that, I'm gonna pay a little attention to what I'm doing here, just to check my red buff, because of course it's possible that this guy will invade. I see that he presses W, I see the animation, I walk past him, even managed to get an out of the crew. Perfect spacing here. Very good understanding of the ability. So most eco players will not use W behind them or something like that there. I've never really kind of had it happen to me, so you can sort of space it like that. And here I'm just waiting for my Nautilus. I go behind him because otherwise it's messed up. And he lives with very little HP. He has red buff and Faded Ash is sticking on him, but he got healing from the jungle pet, I suppose. Plus 23 HP. And I have to flash in and finish him off. Plus the lightning spread on some of the small ones, so it was rather unfortunate that he survived. But it's okay, I get flash. He could have flashed, I almost missed out the kill. But it's very important to get these early kills in order to get to your Leandri's Torment as fast as possible. Leandri's Torment is not the only item I build on Phoenix udyr, of course there are also AD variations where you can go different items. But I really like Leandri in a lot of games, and in this game it makes a lot of sense because these champions are pretty immobile. I can zone them with my R Awaken, deal a lot of poke damage, and I'm also playing versus Mundo, which stacks HP, so it's even better. So whatever, my piggy Corki, Khalid, decided to alt F4. I didn't feel like it. We're gonna have a montage of him running it fuck down if you guys are curious. Just a quick rundown. Tip is back. Speed this shit up. Dashes forward. Aurora already has an item advantage. Boom bada bim boom. This is low-key close. Okay, Echo is coming in as well, but the guy was already pretty much dead. W is back to lane. Play second win. Dashes forward. Dies again. Level 6 Aurora. And then he decides that League of Legends is not for him, so He just gives up on playing the game. The summoner has disconnected. Whoa. So now we have to play 4 versus 5 versus late game Jinx, Lulu, Aurora, Echo. 2 of the most broken champions right now, especially Echo after optimization buffs. We got Mundo, late game Kang. What are we gonna do, guys? How are we gonna win this shit 4 versus 5? Because, yeah, that's a spoiler. We want to shoot 4 versus 5, bro. So what do we have to accomplish to 4 versus 5 win this PS? Hey, got a mid wave a little bit there. Completed my Leandris. Those are 2 kills at 9 minutes with tier 2 boots. Now I'm just trying to farm it up and get to certain item spots, because I know that enemy team is pretty magic damage heavy. So if I get my Force of Nature second item, I'll have a spike of big pressure where I will be able to win a lot of advantageous situations. And the thing is that when enemies are playing 4v5, they are mind controlled to make certain decisions. And yes, we are playing 4v5. I'm about to get 1v3 invaded and lie like a pig. If Ambessa plays some vision, she's sitting on trinkets, I could have been able to maybe infer that if Mundo is coming. It's kind of obvious what they're trying to do, because I was thinking that Lulu and Echo cannot kill me 1v2 even if I face check, so it should be fine. Of course, I need to play the game. I cannot just, 4 versus 5 AFK, not even get my jungle camps. So as you can see, there are some pings coming through. They're a little upset at my Ambessa. She's winning lane pretty hard. This Mundo doesn't really know what he's doing in this matchup. Well, it's a rough matchup for Mundo, but in early game you can kinda farm through against a bad Ambessa and get your game going. Get my Darksteel purchased as well, and I'm looking for some kind of play, some kind of decision. We want to make something happen. I'm trying to do something creative. I know that this plant might be still up. It's spawning at around 9:30, which is gonna allow me to skip some vision from the enemy team. All of these words. And even though the other guys are near, I have Nautilus, can press R and hook. I have Aurelion Soul flying in. He gets double kill, and Echo cannot answer. Because I made the move, I was quick to make this decision. And we are only down 1k gold, considering that our miller cannot generate gold right now. Because it's fucking AFK, bro. Shout out to Khalid. If you guys are still watching this, make sure to type I love you Khalid, heart emoji and broken heart emoji. Thank you. So here this Ambessa ends up outplaying 1v2, which is pretty crazy. I mean, Echo he didn't use W in time. He also didn't press R. We have won that 1v1 with a little bit better gameplay. And now Mundo is really fucking mad. He's thinking, udyr alive, udyr alive. Even though I didn't really do anything. The guy just got 1v1 killed. I didn't touch top lane this game. I don't know why he's mad. I get my macro of course. They have a lot of crowd control. That's simple to understand. And they got out run by Aurora here. And it's kind of normal. We are trying to play out the game, guys. We are falling 2k gold behind. The mid tower is gone. Aurora is extremely far ahead. Let's look at the gold that she has. She has 2k gold over me, Aurelion Soul, and Ambessa. So she almost has an entire item over everyone. And she's the highest level in the game with 10 Darksteel stacks. So she's actually beyond insanely far ahead. But she used her flash to fight with my team. I know where they are on the map right now. And even if Echo would be here, I would risk trying to get this shutdown, because we have to make something happen. As I said, we cannot just sit around. We have to go for some plays, for some ganks, for some outplays. It's 4 versus 5. And all I want to show you guys in this game is that it's winnable. Even if your teammates rage quit, even if you have 0-10 animals, you can still win. I cannot believe it. I lost a lot of games, to be fair, in the past few days, even though I'm climbing. And not every game is winnable, but Aurelion so legit said after Corki rage quit, bro, we can win 4v5. And I said, agreed. And we blocked the fuck in, and we fucking played the game, and you'll see what happens. So right now, as I said, I'm trying to get to that Force of Nature power spike, because that Force of Nature, I know that if we get a good engage on Jinx, we will be able to win even 4v5 teamfights because of the heavy magic damage comp. Mundo is not going to be able to deal much physical damage anyway. He has very slow attack speed. It's just a Mundo. His E doesn't even deal that much damage right now. And I can easily deal with this character. So Ambessa goes for a bad engage. We really want to make this play. I'm trying to reach that Force of Nature. I'm 400 gold off. Kinda baits our teammates to die as well. And at this point, my boys got a little bit tilted. But I don't commit, I don't suicide. I keep the game a little bit stable. at least on my side. While they're doing the objective, I'm able to catch these waves. I'm playing with it, champion wave clear, they cannot push against me. And I look for some camps. And if I can, I just farm a lane. Well, my minion is AFK, so it's pretty chill to find at least one lane to farm. Which means that I'm essentially funneling myself as udyr. It's gonna get even better at 20 minutes, because you don't get Monster Hunter, you're not gonna get reduced gold or XP, and you also get full XP for the minions. So here I tell my team, we got 2 dragons, that is massive. Just imagine, we got 2 motherfucking dragons in 4 versus 5, okay? So it means we can stall this game out for a long time to play the game how we want to play it. Alright? But my Ambessa forces a fight again, even though I'm telling them, hey guys, let's get dragon, let's get our power spikes. Let's get this dragon so that we can generate more gold. Think about it. If enemy team puts all of the resources into getting dragon right now, it means we can push out lanes, farm jungle camps, get gold, deny some XP if we get it into the tier 2s. And we are going to be stronger for the next objective, for the Atakan. Atakan is going to be crucial, very important for this game, of course, because it's going to dictate the tempo of the game, the goal and XP, how strong we are going to be able to take fights and continue to do a little bit of snowballing, because technically, I would say that we are kind of ahead. And as you can see, look what I do here. I've just pushed out the lanes, level 14. I even out-leveled this Aurora, because I'm kind of playing funnel udyr. I got my Force of Nature, and my team was pretty mad at Ambessa. They're getting spamping, they can see the minimap, the guy is engaging 3 versus 5. He is a little bit mentally not dead. A little bit mentally ill. And now I had enough information on the map, and I know that this Mundo has R. Very important, guys. Always think about cooldows if you want to get the most out of your games. This is crucial for me, that I know Mundo R is 2 minutes cooldown. I sort of timed it in my mind. It's still on 20 seconds cooldown, a long time. Just know it's not up. You can also sync it with other cooldowns. If you have similar cooldowns, you can think, well, if I flashed when Mundo ulted and only 100 seconds passed, that means that his ult is still on 20 seconds cooldown, because it doesn't have any ability haste, and no Hextech Dragon either for 5 phase. It's pretty easy to get that, hey, this Mundo is fucking trolling, he's overextending with no ultimate, I can kill him easily, my champion is very good against him. The Q right now with AP does 50% magic damage, plus the physical damage. So even though I'm building AP udyr with Leandri and Q, it's still a lot of percentage maximum damage. And now, when Mundo is dead with no TP, I'm thinking that we can go for a 4 versus 5. And all we will need to do is just kill the Jinx. I get Chain CC, but I'm Force of Nature, I don't take much damage from this echo. Jinx has only 1 item, I blew all of their cooldowns. My teammates managed to kill the Aurora, and I'm just buying time for them. I'm stalling, I'm very tanky right now. As long as Jinx doesn't auto-attack me for free, how am I gonna take damage? Once the Lulu CC is gone, they can't really Chain CC me anymore, they can't deal with me. And just like that, with a little pick on this overextending Mundo, and enemy team thinking they can play aggressive because they do not understand the limits of our champions, they're like, hey, it's 45 guys, we just play whatever we want, we are ahead. What can these guys do? And that's it, they get engaged, they get outplayed. They have to play on the back foot, which they cannot really afford to do because they think it's 4 versus 5. But they could just play a bit safer, play a bit smarter, relax, stop going for this stupid plays, and they will eventually overpower us and win. And they scale really hard, these champions, to be fair, even though we scale quite hard as well. This is why Mundo is a useless champion. He will end up losing this 4 versus 5. Here we go for a fight, because they are in base, we got the Atakan, we can clear it pretty quickly with Aurelion Soul, we kill the Echo, and we should have probably stopped here. But even if we trade some kills, it's not the end of the world, because enemies don't have waves to work with. I kill the Aurora, and because it's 4 versus 5, we don't have to give any shutdowns or something like that. Yes, I'm gonna lose some Dark Cell stacks, but it's not the end of the world trading kills, is what I'm trying to say. We all died, we got some kills in return. And it doesn't just have too much meaning in the game. It's sort of whatever. Yeah, we died. GG. Unlucky. If my teammates played a bit better, I think we could have maybe killed everyone. Jinx is only 1.5 items. I died pretty quickly to her. It's alright. I'm not too stressed about it. On 10 CS per minute, I get my Blood Eater's Curse. As I said, I'm kind of funneling myself by pushing out these waves. Blood Eater's Curse is going to increase the damage of my Aurelion Soul and Nautilus. And I don't have to worry about building tankier. We need to go for some more real power. Because I don't need to buy like an armor item if we can just get a good engage on Jinx and then have the Force of Nature over 200 magic resistance to deal with the rest. And never forget, level 16, huge spike on udyr. You can get so much value from just that. Because you go from generally using about 1 awaken per fight, sometimes 2, to getting consistent 3 awakens per fight. So think about it, you go from 1 to 3, generally, just by going from 30 seconds to 20 seconds, because you also get to 6 points in W, although here I put an extra point in E, because I want to be a bit more nimble, even at level 17, still okay. And look what happens, we are kind of baiting the enemies to run into us. Nautilus missed out a little bit on his engage opportunity, but we still have so much threat. If Jinx makes a misstep, I will carry the team fight. They are entering all of our abilities. Nautilus didn't even get R off. Not the best for him, but look what happens. Aurelion Soul, broken champion. They are getting shredded by Bloodletter. Ambessa gets a nice ult off, which is very simple. Pretty much from Fog of War. They are running into us. They want to engage 4 vs 5. And G motherfucking G. I took the aggro, I tanked some abilities, I get tons of triumph procs. Almost got my Awaken E back up to either Echo Stun, not quite it. And we are approaching a Soul. And this Soul is, you guys know, it's probably the most broken Soul in the game in most... Definitely most broken Soul in the game, but... in most games it's by far the most broken Soul in the game. If I'm playing udyr with Cloud Soul in this game, they will never be able to do anything to me. They will just not be able to touch me. And what will be the next item? Now we have to cover another weakness, which is if Jinx gets more items, she might be able to carry. But if I buy Renwin's Omen, I'm going to gut her damage, and she's so far away from LDR that we will just keep pushing our lead. And yes guys, we are ahead in a 4 vs 5. Very smart from Ambessa here. She's gonna build Malmortius as well. So if we just keep getting these nice engages on Jinx, there's just not much I can do. I do a little bait here, we could say, where I'm kind of in enemy jungle, I'm fucking with them, they can't really catch me with these champions, and then they go up to forward with a lot of missing cooldowns. They don't even have Mundo ult, no summoner spells on Jinx, and they just get killed again. And it's not even close. And it's not even close, baby! Another fight where almost, well, pretty much nobody drops. In last fight, only Nautilus dropped. Another 4v5 dub for us, bro. It's crazy what we did this game. And the biggest thing about it is that we were pretty aware and pretty confident that we can still win this game 4v5. That's the craziest part to me about this game. This Aurelion Soul was very positive with the chat, and he kept believing. Nautilus played pretty well. Ambessa had a lot of good plays, even though she was a bit fucking dumb with her 3v5 or 1v5 engages in early game. And here we go for an end. But then I realized, yeah man, our damage to towers is pretty garbage. We don't actually have an AD carry. We don't have the Corki. If we got double Nexus tower, it'd still be a lot of pressure, because we could disengage. And there would be threat of backdoor, right? But they didn't commit for it. And they didn't back off either. But I did. And that made the game a lot more manageable. Now we can get this Mundo, uses some plants. Kind of early for him to take that plant. Aurelion Soul ended up trading some kills in 1 vs 3, 1 vs 4, whatever. And it doesn't really matter that much. Like, enemy team got banned, and what are they going to do with it, guys? They have a bit of extra stats, a bit of extra AP on Aurora and Echo. It doesn't mean anything, because they are still going to lose 4v5 team fights as long as we play somewhat decently. And just because we are playing out a 4 versus 5 game, there are not really any shutdowns to collect, even if we die. And once I get my Renduin, as I explained, this guy's damage will be gutted. I'm almost 5k gold right now because I did back-to-back aces into taking towers, into killing Mundo. Level 18, I'm taking this red buff. Probably gonna go for a reset to sync with my teammates once these guys start pushing out. There we go. And I actually trolled you. I went for Jaksho because I had way more gold, but if I didn't have so much gold, I would actually build Randuin for the Jinx. And my last item was gonna be Randuin anyways, once I sell this Magi. Because it's not worth keeping Magi in a full inventory in almost any scenario. They are just better items to have. It doesn't have the craziest AP scalings ever anyway, and you're not gonna build Rabadon in the vast majority of games. Not saying it's unviable. Rabadon can be okay. But yeah, I actually built Rabadon in a 50-minute game the other day, as a reminder. And why do I go for Jaksho? It's just more expensive, better scaling item. It's a very good synergy with Force of Nature. Force of Nature gives you a ton of magic resistance. Combine it with Jaksho, plus 30%. It means that I will go to, an insane amount of magic resistance. Just wait for it. Mundo is in side lane, so I don't want Mundo to take our base. They are pretty vulnerable, and we have really good engage. With Nautilus, Aurelion, Sol, and Bessa, right? Even udyr can just walk up to people. This guy flashes, misses R. Pretty bad angle here. But then Aurelion Sol ends up casting his ult. Gets an engage on the Lulu with no flash. We're running through abilities. We are going in. And this udyr is just massive right now. Pretty much unkillable. Yeah, we stayed 10 CS per minute, we collected the resources, we had some nice teamwork, enemy team is mad as fuck, this Mono didn't do anything, he's spamming his team, Echo did like 10k damage. That's it, sometimes you just win 4v5 games even in this elo, so this is just another reason to never FF, do your best, farm. I had a lot of games these days where I get completely rolled early game, but because I keep the 10 CS per minute, because I found opportunities to farm, I still come back, or at least almost come back, and what can I say, guys? Make sure to drop a like, sub if you enjoyed this, check out my other socials, the links are on the screen, and G motherfucking G, baby.